Hello guys, easy day at the office today against West Ham. You're about to watch one of the fan cams. Before you do, check out Foco. Yeah? Check them out. It's a sunny day. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. If today isn't the day you wear a lovely Hawaiian shirt, when is? But there's not just that, there's many things. You might even be a West Ham fan crying from the beating that you just received. Wipe those tears, click the link down below, use the code cfctvyt, get some Foco. Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV, my name is Alex, I'm outside West Ham, the Hammers, who just got hammered 3-0 by Chelsea.
Bubbles burst, pop, mate. That's what we do on Saturday afternoons. Yeah, I tell you what, weren't expecting that. I'll be perfectly honest, mate. I really wasn't. You know, given our records here, it's poor. You know, I hadn't won here since 2017 with fans. 2020 COVID was the last time we won here. You know, it's not been a happy hunting ground for us, and I was a little bit worried. They hadn't started the season the best, but they got some dangerous players. But mate, we were on it from minute one. We were absolutely brilliant today. Really surprised. Clinical attacking performance. Jackson was superb. The constant threat going forwards. We defended reasonably well, and Caicedo was absolutely outstanding in the midfield as well. I mean, pretty much, mate, a perfect afternoon. I mean, you couldn't really have asked for much more. Maybe we could have maybe got one or two more goals at the end there. You know, a couple of poor decisions in the box, but I'll let that slide slightly because we're 3-0 up anyway. But if it had been 0-0 or 1-0, I'd have been more pissed about that. But mate, perfect afternoon. What a day.
I completely agree with you. I think after 3-0 it was just a case of let's see the game out. And how can you criticise that as fans when you saw let's just say the 70 minutes that we did beforehand, you know, to put ourselves in that position. I think once you've done that, you can do whatever the hell you like and nobody can talk because you're winning the game. But I mean, if we're going to break down individual performances, who stood out today, and you know, where do you see us going in terms of team selection? Are we going to stick with what we have?
Oh, mate, I thought today Jackson was brilliant. You know, runs channels, works hard, finishing was good today. Brilliant outside the boot finish for that second goal. Good finish for that first one as well. And this is why he plays instead of Nkunku, mate. Not just the goals, but the all-round play as well. The way that he, you know, runs channels, stretches the defence, runs in behind, causes issues. You know, these are all big things that he does, which Nkunku doesn't. I'm not saying that Nkunku's crap, by the way. I like him and I think he's good, but that is why Jackson starts. You can see why he starts because of what he offers to the team. Nkunku offers something a little bit different. He's obviously a lot more clinical. He doesn't give you any of that all-round play at all. Jackson's all-round play is absolutely superb. And people might think I'm over-exaggerating now. I'm absolutely not. What Jackson brings to this team is brilliant, and he was great today, mate. Really good. And what's that now? 3 goals and an assist in 5 Premier League games. A pretty good start to the season. I thought he was great. Sancho looked good when he played. Assist for the first goal. Looked lively down that left-hand side. But Caicedo, mate, was outstanding in the midfield. Often there on his own, breaking play up. You know, simple passes, great tackles. One of his best performances in a Chelsea shirt for me. I thought he was really good today. And you know what? Shout out to your guy at the back as well, by the way. Tosin was good today, mate. He was really good today. I liked what I saw from him. I don't think he's going to be, you know, a regular in that centre-back partnership going forward.
I think he will.
I don't think he will, not just yet anyway. I think Fofana and Colwell is going to be the partnership. But if Tosin keeps doing a job and playing well, mate, then there's every opportunity that, you know, he could maybe force his way in. There's going to be opportunities there against Barrow. There's going to be opportunities there in the cup and whatnot. So yeah, I think it's you know, those were the standout performers for me, mate. Jackson, Caicedo, I think Sancho was good. Palmer, great finish of his goal. And yeah, we defended well, mate. I don't think there's anything to complain about today. Right back position, we looked a bit suspect. To be expected. Fofana was better than the Sassy would have been there. Yeah. Still got caught a few times. We need Gusto back as quickly as possible at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if because he did come off injured. I'd be interested to see if that's serious or not. I mean, he walked off, didn't he? Yeah, so you know, it's not like he got carried off on a stretcher.
No, he had a heavy strapping and ice around his knee at full time. Maybe precautionary. I don't know if it's any more serious than that or not. But yeah, obviously not ideal. But yeah, everything just clicked today, mate. You know, I think a performances like that has been waiting to happen. You know, it's felt like we've been on the cusp of something, all of a performance all clicking together, and that's exactly what happened, mate. And this team is good. You know, we're not. There's very good players in this team, and this is a good side. And when everything clicks together, you can see how good we are. And the fact that we're only one defeat in our first 5 games, that's a really good start, considering the type of games we've had are the ones that we definitely wouldn't have won last. We'd have probably probably lost it last season. We'd have lost against Bournemouth, and yeah, we probably wouldn't have won at Wolves either. So, do you know what I mean? Like, things are coming together. The team are playing well. They look like they're taking Maresca's ideas on board, and this is promising, mate. I think there's real exciting times ahead this season.
Yeah, I mean, how would you describe Maresca's ideas? Because I think that it's actually been totally different to what we expected. We expected this one-dimensional style of play that never changed. It's turned out to be quite different.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I don't think he's one-dimensional by any case. I know people at Leicester say he very much sticks to his principles and whatnot, but he's shown ability to adapt, and he's not afraid to make subs when things aren't going right or if players are tired. You know, last season, and there's no disrespect to Pochettino, but Palmer would have played 90 minutes every fucking game, you know, regardless of how well he was playing, regardless if he was knackered. Maresca's quite happy to take Palmer off after an hour. Doesn't care. You know, he's happy to make early changes, happy to make changes at half time, happy to switch things up if things aren't working. Can see players are getting tired, makes the changes. Obviously, it helps having those options from the bench, but I think the way that he manages the game, I think the way that he sees the game, and the way that he's got us playing is really promising. And it's a breath of fresh air compared to last season. We've got a lot more control of games. It's not basketball one end to the other. And yeah, mate, I think we could do something decent this season. I'm not saying we're going to fucking come top 2 or anything, but I think we could. I think the top 4 is 100% there for the taking, mate.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as well. If you look at, I mean, Palmer, you could class as a superstar in this team, but also looking at some of the players who maybe haven't performed in a Chelsea shirt before, who are sort of coming into it. I look at Robert Sanchez as one of those players. Everybody had written him off. I mean, I always preferred Petrovic. I'm sure most people do. And then we brought Jorgensen in and we said, well, he's probably going to start for us. Otherwise, why the hell are we signing him? And we got Sanchez starting in goal. Now, not to say he was unbelievable. He didn't have to do anything special, but solid. And I felt quite comfortable with him in goal. And I think it's the first time in a long time that I can remember saying that.
No, I would agree, mate. A couple of bozo moments here and there, like that you're going to expect from him. But I'll be totally honest, needs to see it on a more consistent run of games. But he has started the season well, mate, and I can't really have too many complaints about him, other than, you know, being a little bit nervy at times when he's on the ball, a couple of poor bits of distribution and whatnot. But ultimately, mate, he's done well at the start of this season. If he can continue doing that, then, you know, he will keep hold of that number 1 shirt, and I hope he does. I hope he continues to prove me wrong. I still need to be convinced that across a bigger volume of matches, but he's certainly going about things the right way, mate, and he's had an impressive start to the season.
I actually think his distribution was good as well today, now that I think about it. So, yeah, keep it up, Sanchez. What about Fernandes in the midfield? I mean, the partnership with him and Caicedo has obviously been questioned. I mean, they've put that criticism to bed today. Why do you think it worked?
I mean, look, a lot of the time, mate, Caicedo was playing in there on his own. Look, I think they were both decent today. It was one of Enzo's better games. I think it always helps when you're up in a game as well. You know, but I don't think West Ham maybe exploited our weaknesses as such. You know, a lot of teams have played through us with ease in the midfield. Yeah. They didn't really trouble us in the middle of the park whatsoever. It's almost like they didn't really do their homework on us. You know, because you can get at us through the centre of the park. And you know, yeah, Caicedo in there a lot on his own, one of his best games in the Chelsea shirt, as I said earlier. And Enzo, this was better from him today, you know, athletic, he was getting up and down the pitch, he was the passing was a little bit off from him, but overall, mate, I thought this was better from him and, you know, more like what we want to see.
What about, you know, in terms of the substitutions, we speak about early subs, Palmer obviously coming off early. I mean, what do you make of his new role in this system? Because he's slightly deeper at times. He seems like more of a creator, but obviously still getting a goal as well, and very much targeted by the West Ham players, similar to what happened against Bournemouth as well.
I think that's what he's going to have to get used to, unfortunately, mate. You know, that's what happens when you have a really good season, put yourself on the map. Teams are going to double up on you. They're going to be man marking you the whole game, and it's up to him now to find a solution to try and get around that. You know, his influence over the last couple of games hasn't been as big as it has previously, but he's still making an impact. He's still getting on the score sheet. He's still been assisting. And the important thing here is that if Palmer has a bit of a quiet game, was marked out of the game, the supporting cast are now stepping up. So it doesn't matter as much if he's marked out of the game. Yeah. Jackson delivering, Madueke delivering, Sancho delivering. You know, guys are stepping up and delivering. So that if Palmer does have a quiet day, it doesn't really matter so much anymore.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make about the whole positional depth? I mean, obviously Palmer and then Felix and Nkunku, Jackson. Obviously they're bound to rotate as well. But I mean, you could argue we have the best front four in the Premier League. I mean, in terms of depth. Maybe Man City, obviously. But I mean, we were speaking about Arsenal earlier. They lose Odegaard, they have to park the bus every week. And if we lose Palmer, we've still got players that can chip in.
Yeah, I think he's managing the squad really well. The options there are brilliant. You know, you can't deny it. We've got so many good quality options that we can make early changes, we can rotate, and it shouldn't make too much of a difference. So to have that quality is a massive, massive plus. And I think it's going to really help us out throughout the course of the season, having all those different options available, because you know, so if the game's not going well, someone's going to come off the bench and do something. You know, maybe not every week, but at least one player's going to come off the bench and potentially do something. When you've got Nkunku, Neto, Felix, these guys coming off the bench, Sancho, Mudryk, whoever it might be, that's going to make a huge, huge difference, man. And that's something that's going to be of a huge advantage to us going forwards this season, and something not a lot of other teams can actually do.
How do you describe the atmosphere today?
Mate, there's no atmosphere here. I know we can't comment about atmosphere at home stadiums, by the way. This was particularly shit. It always is, mate. It's a goldfish bowl, isn't it? You're so far from it's so far from the stadium. The away support, as always, was brilliant today. Yeah. Again, it's difficult when it's two tiers, upper and lower, to get, you know, a bit of a cohesive support going. But mate, Chelsea away fans are great. Yeah, I mean, the less said about this place, the better, really, isn't it?
Where would you rank West Ham away as an away fan on your list? 1 to 19. In terms of 1 being the best, 19 being the worst.
It's the worst, mate. It's the worst. I mean, I haven't been to Ipswich yet. I mean, but I think it's safe to say it's not going to be as bad. It won't be as bad as this. There's a couple I haven't done, but I've done most of them. This is hands down the worst.